Hey friends, we are going to see what is scheduler and how you can set up or configure a scheduler in Sitecore. So let's say you need to perform some task and this task should be executed at regular interval. Now Sitecore provides this functionality out of the box. There are at least 3 ways you can configure a scheduler in Sitecore CMS. First, define the scheduler task in the database. Second, configure the agent in web.config. And third is to use Windows Task Scheduler to call a web service in a Sitecore instance. Out of 3, scheduling tasks in the database is a good option when you need to control tasks dynamically or maybe programmatically, because in this approach, web config update is not required and ultimately it saves the server restarts. Let's write code for our scheduler. So we will create a scheduler. We just write something in log files, and not to mention that you can do a lot more than this. So in this scheduler, as you see, we are just appending a log file that is demo scheduler started. Okay, and let's understand this code first. So in this code, as you can see, we have defined a namespace, and then we have a class which is called demo scheduler. Okay, and then we have a method. Now, as you notice, the method name is execute, and it is taking some parameters. So let's understand what are these parameters. So first, items. This items is nothing but an array of the items which you will specify when you create a command item of this scheduler in the Sitecore. The second is the command item, which is again will be created in Sitecore. Third is the schedule item. So in Sitecore, what we will create is we will create a command item. That command item will point to this class. Okay, and then we will create a scheduler item, and this scheduler will point to this command. So basically, when our scheduler gets executed, it will execute the command, and this command will execute the execute method. Now let's see how we can set up a scheduler item or a command item in the CMS. So to create a scheduler, we first need to create a command item. Open the Sitecore CMS and browse to System, Task, Commands. Right click on it, or you can also click on this option to create a new command. I'm just right clicking it and selecting Insert and Command. Now give a proper name. I'm saying it as a demo command. So as you see, a demo command item has been created. Now what we need to fill this type field and we need to fill this method field. In type, we should provide a full class name where our demo scheduler has been created. So in our case, it will be myproject.demo.scheduler.demoscheduler, which is the class name. Okay. And method. So if you remember, our method name is execute. If you notice, I have misspelled it. I also want you to give this method name properly. Otherwise, it won't run the scheduler or our code. I'm saving this demo command. So we have created a command. Now let's create a schedule item. So in the schedule folder, right click on the schedules and you can insert the new scheduler from here, or you can also directly click on this option. So I'm clicking on schedule, give a proper name, and here it is created. My editor is showing row values. Let me correct it. Okay. Now, once the item has been created, you can see there are certain fields which we need to fill up. First, command. So let's select the command which we just created. It will basically list out all the commands from the command folder. So we will select our a command which we have created, that is demo command. Items, as of now, we don't need to pass the items, but if you remember, the execute methods contains one parameter named items. So that is passed from here. Schedule field. Schedule field consists when a scheduler should run. So let me put the values over here and we will go through each and every values later on. Then we have last run field, asynchronous field, and auto remove option. I'm saving this scheduler item. It is saved. So now our scheduler item is ready, which is basically pointing to our command item, that is demo command. And our demo command is pointing to our execute method of our demo scheduler class. Now let's understand the fields of our schedule item. The first is command. Command field has a drop down and you can choose whatever the commands available inside the commands folder. So we have choose our newly created command, that is demo command. Items. If you remember, we have one parameter in our execute method named items. You can pass item as a pipe separated, or you can use Sitecore query but without query prefix. All these items will be available in your execute method. Last one. This field will automatically contains a value whenever your scheduler runs. So it will display when your scheduler runs last time. Asynchronous. Checking this asynchronous field will cause that particular task to run asynchronously. And auto remove. When you tick this checkbox, then Sitecore will automatically remove the task or schedule definition item whenever the task has been expired. Schedule. It consists of many values separated by pipe. The first is the start date. So from this date, your scheduler will be enabled. Second is end date. Till this date, your scheduler will run. The format of this date is YYYY DD. Third is the calculated value, which specifies on what days or on which days a scheduler should run. I will come back to this later. The interval. After how many hours or maybe minutes or maybe seconds your scheduler should run. So this is in format of HH, SS. Now let's see how this 127 value has been calculated. Please refer to this table. If you don't want to run a scheduler on any day, put the value 0. If you want to run the scheduler only on Sunday, then put the value 1. In a similar way, put 2 if you want to run the scheduler only on Monday. In similar way, there is 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64. Now suppose I want to run a scheduler only on Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday having value 1 and Saturday having value 64. I will put 65 so that my scheduler will run on weekends, that is on Saturday and Sunday. So if I add all this value 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 will result into 127. So by 127, I'm specifying that this scheduler will run every day. So I hope now you are clear with all the fields and their values. Now let's check the schedule configuration in the config file. So open the show config.asp page and search for this master database agent. Once you get this agent node, you can see that the master database agent is running on every 10 minutes. And what it does, it looks for this path. That is where we have created our schedule item in the master database. And all the items which are under this root item will be executed or will be checked at the interval of 10 minutes. Our demo scheduler item resides under schedules item. So after every 10 minutes, all the items which are under schedules item will be checked. And so if the last runtime of our demo scheduler item and the interval difference which we provide in the schedule field is appropriate, then it will run the demo scheduler item again. And the same way the other scheduler items. So the master database agent intervals configuration is also that much important. So that's all about scheduling. Check your logs and you should see the message after every 10 minutes, which we specify in our execute method. Let me know in the comment if you found any challenges. Suggestions and appreciation are always welcome. I hope you liked this video. Thank you.